You won't believe what just happened in Kenya. Truphena Muthoni, the environmental activist who pushed her body to the absolute limits, is now facing the most intense verification battle the Guinness team has ever demanded. But wait, because the surprise that is coming is going to leave you speechless. The world is watching, Kenya is holding its breath, and Muthoni's historic moment now hangs by a thread. Stay right here because in the next few seconds, I am revealing the emotional truth behind the 72-hour marathon, the hidden challenges in the evidence review, and the dramatic countdown to whether Guinness will finally declare her the new world record holder or shatter her dreams. This story gets darker, bigger, and more unbelievable with every detail, and trust me, you do not want to miss what happens next. Everyone witnessed one of the most dramatic record-breaking attempts in recent history. On December 11th of 2025, outside the Nyeri governor's office in Kenya, a young environmental activist named Truphena Muthoni completed what seemed impossible. But wait, there is something the celebrations aren't telling you. Despite the jubilation, despite the gifts pouring in, and despite the national leaders praising her achievement, Guinness World Records has not certified this record yet, and the reasons are going to leave you speechless. Now, we're going to reveal what most people celebrating this achievement don't fully understand. Completing a 72-hour tree hug doesn't automatically make you a Guinness World Record holder. Shocking, right? There is an entire verification process that is so strict, so demanding that even the smallest mistakes can invalidate the entire attempt. Here is how it works, and trust me, this is where things get intense. After completing the record attempt, Truphena and her team are now responsible for compiling comprehensive evidence. We are talking about full-time video recordings with absolutely no cuts. Every single second of those 72 hours must be documented on camera. But that is just the beginning. They need logbooks, meticulously maintained records showing exact timing down to the second. They need statements from the independent witnesses who observed the attempt. They need surveyors' statements, and they need timekeepers' statements. Every single detail must be verified, cross-referenced, and validated. And here is the kicker. Guinness World Records has confirmed that they are currently awaiting this evidence. On December 12th, after thousands of Kenyans flooded their social media pages demanding recognition for Truphena, the organization responded with a simple but significant statement. We look forward to receiving the evidence. That's it. That is where we stand right now. Let me break down to you what happens next in the verification process, because this is fascinating and terrifying at the same time. Once Truphenia's team submits all the evidences through the official Guinness World Records online application system, the expert records management team takes over. These are professionals who have seen every trick in the book, every attempt to cut corners, every honest mistake that invalidated what seemed like legitimate records. The review process can take anywhere from 5 days to 12 weeks. And yes, you heard me right, 12 weeks. That means Truphena could be waiting until early 2026 before she gets official confirmation. The team will scrutinize every frame of the video footage. They will verify timestamps, they will cross-check witness statements against video evidences, and they will examine whether every single rule was followed to the letter. And here is what makes this even more dramatic. Remember when I mentioned Truphena already had a 48-hour record from February 2025? Well, here is a shocking revelation. That February attempt isn't officially recognized as a Guinness World Record. Why? Because of issues with the verification process. The current official record remains with Abdul Hakim, a world from Ghana, a 24 hours and 21 minutes record. This means Truphenia's February achievement, which she trained for, sacrificed for, and completed, doesn't officially count in the Guinness books. Can you imagine the heartbreak? Can you understand why this current 72-hour attempt absolutely must get the verification right? Let me tell you about Abdul Hakim Awal's record because understanding how he succeeded is crucial. The 23-year-old Ghanaian journalist hugged a tree outside the Kumasi Cultural Center from May 22nd to 23rd, 2024. His attempt lasted 24 hours, 21 minutes and 4 seconds. He broke the previous record of 16 hours set by Ugandan environmental activist Faith Patricia Ariokot. But here is what's revolutionary about Abdul's achievement. His record was so significant that it changed the entire category. Before his attempt, the record was simply longest time to hug a tree. After he hit the 24-hour mark, Guinness World Records reclassified it as longest marathon hugging a tree. This is crucial because marathon status mean different rules apply for future attempts. Under marathon rules, future challengers are permitted breaks a total of 2 hours per day to combat the harmful effects of sleep deprivation. But here is the thing, Truphena didn't take any breaks. She went beyond even what the marathon rules would allow. Does this work in her favor or against her favor? That's what the verification process will determine. Abdul wasn't allowed any breaks. During his attempt, he had to remain standing with his arms wrapped around the tree throughout the entire duration. He pledged to plant a new tree for every minute his record attempt lasted, finishing at a total of 1,461 trees. That's dedication to both the record and the cause. Now, Truphena has surpassed Abdul's time for 48 hours. That's triple the current official record. If verified, this will be one of the most significant record-breaking margins in recent Guinness World Records history. But, and this is a big but, it all hinges on that verification process. So where does this leave us right now? Let me paint you the picture of what is happening behind the scenes. Truphina's team is working around the clock to compile all the necessary evidence. They are reviewing 72 hours of continuous footage, organizing witness statements, preparing logbooks and ensuring every single requirement is met. The pressure is immense. The entire nation is watching. Kenyans have already crowned her a hero. International media has picked up the story. Climate activists around the world are citing her an example. But officially, she's still waiting for that email from Guinness World Records that will either confirm her place in history or send her back to the drawing board. Here is what we know about the submission process. Everything must be uploaded through the official Guinness World Records application portal. The documentation requirements are extensive. Video footage must show continuous coverage with timestamps. Multiple camera angles are preferred. Audio recordings can support the visual evidence. Independent witnesses must provide sworn statements. The witnesses are particularly crucial. These are not just friends or family members who can be biased. Guinness World Records requires genuinely independent observers who have had no personal connection to the record attempt. These people must document what they saw, confirm the rules were followed, and provide their credentials. Timekeepers play a vital role too. These individuals are responsible for maintaining accurate logs of the attempt from the start to finish. Their records must match the video evidence precisely. Any discrepancies, even of a few seconds, can raise a red flag during verification process. But here is what makes Truphena's case compelling. She had the full support and involvement of the Nyeri County government. Governor Mutahi Kahiga was present at the beginning and throughout the attempt. This level of official involvement typically helps with verification because government officials serve as credible witnesses. The massive public attention also works in her favor, with mainstream media coverage, social media documentation from multiple sources, and thousands of eyewitnesses here and abundance of collaborating evidence. It would be nearly impossible to fake or manipulate. An attempt was so publicly visible. However, and this is critical, public attention doesn't replace the stringent technical requirements. Guinness World Records has rejected attempts that have had massive public support simply because the technical documentation didn't meet their standards. The rules exist for a reason: to maintain the integrity and credibility of the records. Let me share what could go wrong because understanding the risks helps us appreciate the challenge. Video footage could have gaps, even unintentional ones. Equipment could have malfunctioned at crucial moments. Witness statements might contain inconsistencies. The exact timing calculations might be disputed. Environmental conditions might have affected documentation quality. And here, something most people don't realize, Guinness World Records can request additional evidence even after initial submission. They might ask for a specific camera angle, enhanced audio from certain periods, or clarification on particular incidents that occurred during the attempt. This back and forth can extend the verification timeline significantly. So what's Truphena doing during this waiting period? Based on reports, she's recovering from the physical toll of the attempt. 3 days without food, minimal water, and zero sleep takes a serious toll on the human body. Medical professionals have been monitoring her condition, ensuring there are no lasting health impacts. So there you have it, the complete unfiltered story of Truphena Muthoni's 72-hour tree-hugging marathon. From the brutal preparation to the punishing execution, from the national celebration to the nerve-wracking wait for verification. As of right now, December 12th of 2025, Guinness World Record is awaiting evidence. Truphenia's team is working on the submission, and millions of Kenyans are holding their breath, hoping that this extraordinary achievement gets the official recognition it deserves. But regardless of what happens with the verification, one thing is absolutely certain. Truphena Muthoni has already made history. She inspired a nation, sparked critical conversations, and demonstrated that change begins with individuals willing to go to extreme lengths for what they believe in. What do you think? Should Guinness World Records fast-track the verification? Does Truphenia's achievement represent the future of environmental activism? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and if this story moved you, inspired you, or shocked you, smash that like button and share this video. The more people know about Truphenia's sacrifice, the more pressure there is for a meaningful environmental action. Until then, remember, every massive change in the world started with one person refusing to let go of what they believed in. Truphena literally had that belief for 72 hours. What will you hold on to today?